menace to society. That's all it is. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do with them. I don't know if there's anything we can do with them. But I just clicked on record simply because this conversation shouldn't be lost, whether it's formatted or not. And I just got to start somewhere. So, but we're gonna pick it up and let me go back. I guess go to the beginning. Just talking about black life, black men, black culture in general, and where we are as a people, and how it seems to be getting worse and worse day by day. Just to navigate your own life, definitely hard to navigate your children, to help your children get through. They're seeing items that we didn't see. Well, maybe we saw them, but not to the extent that they seeing them. So Vic and I are going to talk about that, and then we're going to circle back to some other things in a minute. So what's up, Vic?
Yeah. I think we just don't have respect for each other anymore, especially younger people. I mean, it's to a point where a young man, can go in an all-out fight with a female. So me looking from the outside in, we had different respect for each other. We didn't cuss in front of grown people. We did our little thing to ourselves, trying to be cool or whatever, but we had some kind of respect. Older people was respected. We talked a certain way with each other. You know, we didn't fight all the time. Every once in a while something would happen, but we would be able to make up. At this particular time, the first thing it seemed that brothers and sisters seem to want to do is shoot a person and take their life.
Do you think that the music plays a part? Well, I'm sure it plays a part, so that's a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
But how much of a role do you think the music, in particular the rap music, the gangster rap music, plays in the psyche of these younger people? Now, we had the gangster music when we were growing up as well, but we seem to have had a little bit more sense. We didn't have to prove that we were gangster too. When we listened to the songs, we didn't have to go make a video, recording ourselves and go live. Or maybe we would have been the same way. So I don't know if it's just the music. I know it plays a part. In my opinion, do you think the music plays a part? And if so, how much of a part? How big is the role rap music, gangster rap plays in where we are today?
Rap music play a huge role. And for anybody to really act like they don't have an open mind to how much power it has. There has been music that was put out that made kids rebellious. We would go straight to rock and roll. You don't hear very much rock and roll now. It may be some songs that they label as rock and roll, but basically it's pop music. And I guess the older people just didn't want to keep encouraging kids to be rebellious and do different things. And we all, if you know, you're old enough to know when we first got rap music and it hit the streets, it was like a drug basically. Everybody loved the beat, the raps, and it was our music. So that was where the love was. So eventually we had conscious music, we had politics, we had people trying to encourage black people to do better as far as our community. We talked about the law, the government, different things. And at some point, we got gangster music, which was the destruction of an open mind and thinking as far as our culture goes. We was kind of probably headed in the right direction because that music had a voice, you know. So once the rap music came in, you know, we were still out here in the streets. And for the ones that was ahead of that rap music, the gangster rap music, we already had a little sense. So we weren't sucked in. But once the gangster rap music started, and for the younger generations, that was still our music. It just wasn't good music. It spoke about the streets, but it also encouraged the negativity. You know, most of the things that you hear in the rap music is, I guess I can cuss, right?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want to say.
Yeah. I'm gonna fuck your girl.
Yeah.
Even though I got enough money to get all the other women in the club, I just want to fuck your girl. Yeah. That's so disrespectful. It shows that you're not a man and you think gaming on somebody else is something bigger and better than just getting some ass.
But at some point, there has to be some ownership taken by not just the artists for what they put out, right?
Yes.
But the record labels, because they got to clear it all.
That's true.
They hear it, they know what's going, and then not only do they have to clear it, they kind of sit back and decide which song is a radio song. You know, which one we're gonna market to everybody.
That's right.
So then there's the radio stations that constantly reinforce these narratives by choosing to play only what I would call not necessarily gangster rap, but it's that downtrodden, that spirit killing music. I mean, I rarely listen to the radio because it's the same songs and they talking about the same things. They talking about banging, and I'm talking about sex, I'm talking about drugs, I'm talking about rarely do you hear a uplifting song without having it be on Sunday morning in this church music, which some of that is terrible too. So don't get me wrong. So church people, I know y'all thought y'all had one right there, but you don't. It's trash too. Some of that's trash too. Yeah. So I definitely believe that the music plays a part. We just seem to be, when I say we, I'm talking about black culture here. I'm not saying, so before you guys say anything about the other people do it too, I'm not talking about other people, okay?
That's true.
I don't want to hear about what other folks do. I'm talking about us right now. Yeah. This is a conversation with another black man from a black man about black people.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about. I don't want to hear nothing about what other folks do.
Yeah, save us with the excuses.
Yeah, for real. Let's take some ownership, some accountability about the shit that we do day in and day out that seems to be getting worse, and now it seems to be, in my opinion, bleeding over into other communities.
That's right.
Now you got money and you go out and you act a fucking fool in and everywhere. You got the resources to never ever have to be in that type of situation again. You can change your life, your parents' life, your siblings' life, your offspring's life, and cousins and everything, and you choose to still do the same things that you did before you had money. Just because you got money, now you think you can do it and be untouched. That's the craziest shit I ever heard in my life, man. Seeing every day seems like.
Yes, and you would get people with the excuses that we were just talking about would say, well, it's my choice what I do. Are you sure? Or have you been programmed and you don't know no better?
Yeah, they've been programmed.
Yeah, because it's some people. I knew when I was growing up, being a young kid, it was always somebody that throwed a positive message at you and tried to give you some direction. So I would believe parents want things to be better for their kids, and they ain't trying to promote you being drug dealers and thoughts and all this shit that we glamorize these days. Somebody probably said, hey man, look, we ain't got to do that. Let's do this. I ain't working no job. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Everybody want to be famous, but fame has a cost.
It has a cost.
Yeah.
And when it has a cost, like what we're seeing, it's infamous. You're no longer famous, man. You're famous for the wrong reason. That's infamous. And we tend to think that that's good too. Hey, if I can get in the headlines one way or another, I'll take it.
Yeah, and depending on what you have to pay for your mistakes, you was famous, but then we forgot about you because we looking for the next famous fool.
That's right. the next one to do the next dumb thing. Now, this isn't just a crap on the rap music because we grew up with it. Matter of fact, you guys heard us talking about it before that was our saving grace in Central City. We could have done a lot of things, but we chose to make beats and scratch records. And then it gave us a little bit of a hobby. It gave us a hobby. It gave us a little side income.
Yeah.
So we're not taking a dump on rap. You know what I'm saying? But we're just saying that I think we're saying the same thing, is that the rap now is so heavily drop it and twerk it or shoot them and kill them that the other music, the other forms of soul music have been just kind of squashed. You have to go search for that good soul music because what you're hearing now that's been shoved down your throat is the bottom of the bottom. You know what I mean?
And that's true.
So I don't. That's just my opinion. I know a lot of you folks won't agree, and hey, you're welcome to put your comments in anywhere this podcast is being broadcast. Let us know, because this is an open dialogue. You just happen to hear what we think about it.
That's true.
So that's what's up. Now, I did a post a couple days ago about the girls. See, to me, the guys have hit the wall. We know what they're going to do.
Yes.
They're going to go to the guns right out. Used to, about 5 to 8 years ago, maybe even 10, you would see the girls all the time group fighting. Or walking up to the girl's door and picking a fight, right?
Yes.
And fighting at the gas station. Titties out, panties off.
And recording it.
And recording it.
Yes.
Now, the girls got the guns. They making videos going live with the guns in their hands. They popping off. It's like, what now, man? Now the girls are carrying sticks?
Yeah.
I don't get it, man.
Well,
I'm completely lost.
I took gangster rap music for the men was an attack on black men so that we could be encouraged not to do better. So now I feel that the thought music, the thought culture, all the extra sexualized female rappers that's just flood in the airways are an attack on the women. And that's just the way I feel about it. They did it to us, and now they're doing it to the black women. A few years ago, probably right after the millennium, we had articles about how black women are doing their thing. They going to school, and they working hard. They making money. They making the right moves. And now all of a sudden, everybody got colored hair, eyelashes, all these typical things that we kind of feed from the celebrities. And I ask myself all the time, and I think the question makes sense. Why are regular people so stuck on trying to act like the celebrities?
What you mean? You mean like
you gotta look like them, they gotta dress like them, they gotta talk like them, they gotta act like them. I mean, we can see that we had all these spin-offs. It was hard for us, even decent black shows, to stay on TV very long. But yet we got Love and Hip Hop, and like I'm exaggerating, trying to be funny, but it's 19 different shows of it. Of the same content. Yeah, even the midgets. And I'm gonna make this joke. I don't give a damn. When they put those Little Women or Atlanta or whatever on, I was the first one sitting there drinking my beer like, I can't believe this shit is on TV, because they look like fucking toys fighting.
We gonna get bad.
If y'all don't sit y'all, I can't reach her all the way ass little arms, and y'all throwing drinks and doing the same shit that they was doing in the other shows. Do we really need to have the little ladies acting her ass too?
I guess they want to show that everybody's included in this assery. It don't matter if you a little person, fully grown. I can't wait till they come up one with real dogs of Atlanta. They're gonna be some all poodles and shit.
Yeah. On animals. So I think it's just like overflowing the mindset. I heard a young lady.
They're reinforcing a certain mindset. Is what they're doing. They're reinforcing it.
I was asking, on social media, I was like, why do y'all look at that? And she said, out of her, well, at least her text, she said, I'm looking at it to see what I shouldn't do. And I'm like,
but you should already know what you shouldn't do.
Yeah. I'm like, what season you on?
Yeah.
You've been studying like a mother.
She was entertained by that is what she was really
getting
at.
She's doing what we typically do, make excuses. It's a shitty show. And I understand that it's black women, and black women love to try to promote black women like we're, doing that extra. Don't talk about the sisters, even if they doing bad stuff. You know what I'm saying?
I think we'll agree on that. A certain stereotype about black culture. In particular, those shows that do the Real Housewives of this, that, and the third reinforce a certain stereotype with women. It's like, to me, that they're not interested in promoting any type of sensibility, any sort of knowledge or understanding of self. It's just looking good, drinking wine, and having on a bikini in it and everywhere. And as soon as somebody say something, I'm finna get this bitch. You know what I'm talking about? It's that type of mentality that they think that all of us, or all of the women should have, which I completely disagree with. There needs to be another narrative told about black life. It's not always that bullshit that we see portrayed on TV and in the music all the time. Yes, that does happen. We're not saying that it doesn't happen at all, but does it have to always be shown?
Yeah.
That's the question.
Yeah. I felt the same way. I'm going a little bit off subject, but it's us with our black shows that we was fighting for years to even get to a level where we can stand out on this. And it seemed like when we got the chance at our time now, and you see so many black people on TV, it's bullshit. It's just straight bullshit. We ain't trying to promote education. We ain't trying to promote, and let me go back. There are some, but it's so few, it's like it's invisible, you know? Mm-hmm. So we get the crap, we get the highlights, we get it look good and promoting all those things that will continue to hold us back. And if anybody care, all you gotta do is do your research and see where we were maybe 40 or 50 years, especially as far as economics, to where we are now. We ain't moved shit. And it's just the truth, and all of us as black people in our culture should be ashamed of ourselves.
I agree. I'm disappointed as to where we are, and every day I see something else that make me lose even more hope. I guess that's the reason why I got a problem with the word hope anyway. I don't believe in that shit anyway, because hope means you putting the outcome in the hands of somebody else or something else. And so as long as we lean on hope to get through it and get to the other side, I believe we'll get nowhere. You got to take some effort and you got to do the work.
You got to get off your ass
and do the work, man. We got to do something better for the culture. We got to do something better for our kids. We got to do something better for our grandkids. So some of us, you know, at our age have them. So let's not act like that doesn't exist. So we owe it to those generations behind us to bring something better. And we definitely have dropped the ball because we ain't taught them shit.
That's right. And even the older people, unfortunately, sagging pants, twerking, and all the other shit is trying to mimic the youth at a time when they should be against some of the narratives. Yeah. And I don't know if some of us just fearing getting older, but you're supposed to have wisdom with time and knowledge, and some of us refuse to exercise that.
Well, it makes you wonder if we were of a certain understanding growing up, right? So like you wasn't privileged, or you didn't have access to people who had knowledge that could give it to you. Mm-hmm. Maybe those people were the ones that produced offspring, and with their limited resources and knowledge, they produced an offspring that was in the same situation. It's sort of like when you see generations of families that grew up in the projects. Nobody's moving out. You have shown the daughter or the son. You've shown the daughter how to get her a project. The son has learned to move in with a girl who's already in the project. So you just repeat the same thing.
From the grandmother to the grandbabies.
Same thing. We got to do better. And you know what? If y'all can hear in our tone, definitely in mind, that we're a little pissed off about it, yeah, you're right.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about it. So I don't want anybody to feel as though you're going to counsel. Ain't no counseling here, man. You know, we're going to continue to talk about it, whether it's on the microphone or in the public square. It's going down. Sick of it.
Yes.